Hello everyone, and welcome back to Nekojishi. Finally, I am not congested, so I can do this. We are now on the last route, which is Kitten, and then we will hopefully get all of the endings without much issue. Hello Kitten, I am not prepared for anything that's going to happen because I am absolutely petrified. Let's just hope I don't get angry. Alright, Senpai's the only one here with a real body, and I'm not about to let him catch a cold. Oh my god. Paralyzed with the sudden realization that I can't remember how to do his voice. What? I had no trouble. Why am I... Car! Every time! It was like the third time!
Yeah, I knew I could trust your hospitality, Liao.
I didn't say you could sleep on the bed yet.
But that's what you mean, right?
Right.
Thank you so much.
Senpai jumps onto my bed before I even have time to say anything. Tut. I don't... How am I supposed to vocalize that? Sorry, Tiger. After all, Senpai's got... I know. He's got a real body, does he? It's not my business.
But...
Senpai stares at the leftover Lao Mei.
Well, if Liao doesn't want any, neither do I.
You're just gonna throw it away?
What? No, that would just be a massive waste.
Senpai seals the bowl with a plastic bag and puts it inside the fridge. Yeah, I feel dumb for not thinking about that. I was about to be all like, does Liao not have a little freezer or fridge in his room? And then all I could think about was how tiny his room really was, and I'm just like, oh, I don't think it would fit. I mean, like, if we just looked at this part of the room, you could probably put a mini fridge underneath the brown desk. So Senpai is really a guardian tiger of a small temple, huh? I can't believe that a guardian tiger could actually be so small.
Alright, this should do it. You can have it for breakfast.
There won't be any time to cook anything.
Why not just wake up earlier?
You make it sound so easy.
Liao, maintaining a proper sleep schedule is good for your health.
I know that. And you're one to talk. You're actually keeping me from sleeping right now.
Anyways, come on, let's sleep.
Senpai tucks himself under my bed sheets and shyly pats the mattress next to him, trying to invite me. His face is clearly flustered, as if he was thinking something lewd. Does he really have to be like this? Honestly, I think it might even be better if it was anyone other than Senpai on my bed. Senpai, I'm gonna sleep on the floor at this rate.
Aw, don't be so cruel.
Bro, I barely know you. And it's weirder, because you actually have a body.
Am I really that bad?
Senpai looks like he's about to cry. He's not about to back down now. I'm not going to bother reassuring him, so I just lay in bed next to him and pull up the quilt and shove the pillow between us.
Hehe, I knew you wouldn't abandon me.
I turn off the light and get cozy under the quilt. My bed is pretty small, so we have no choice but to have our bodies touch. Surprisingly, Senpai doesn't make any moves. Well, at least he was joking about earlier. I mean, I might have been okay. No, he's just making fun of me. Does he think acting like this will make me want to help him? He's trying to seduce me? How dare. I'm not that easy. I wonder if he's just like this with every other guy he dates. But really, to go to these lengths, I'm starting to think he might be serious about his request for help. I doubt he would be kidding around with something important to him, but what should I do? I've never considered living in a countryside temple. And what about the real senpai? He won't be possessed forever. I don't want to live in the country alone, even if that leopard cat finds another body. Wait, what about our lives? Would he always use human bodies? Like, if I start dating him and he switches bodies, wouldn't everybody think that I'm a hoe? Where are these people coming from? I would never know because all I see is leopard cat's face, and I wouldn't even know who I'm with. What if it's just a really old man? Bruh. I don't know. I keep asking myself these questions. I should probably just ask him. Hey, senpai, you still awake?
What's up?
So you said you didn't have any worshippers. Why is that?
There's not much to say. It's just a rural village with no one around. I don't want to blame ourselves, but my Fude-gong just really isn't that powerful.
Fall.
Otherwise, why would he choose a small Yaoguai like me to become the guardian tiger? Our temple is in disrepair, there's weeds everywhere. Heh, some of them are even taller than me.
So what can I do to help? What's the point if you can't even get your guardian tiger to pull the weeds for you?
We just need some helping hands. You might have to do the housekeeping to start with, or you could advise the power of our Fude-gong. You know, like making up stories or even miracles and visiting the locals house to house, asking if anyone needs our help.
Sounds like we're bilking people and making them our worshippers. Aw man, I'm just gonna become a handyman?
Not at all. But how else do you gain power without getting people to believe?
So I just have to make up stories and play volunteer?
Basically.
Then how is this job different from being a priest?
Well, it isn't.
So why am I the only one who can do that?
But you're the only one who can help me. We need someone to communicate to the locals, and how can we do that without someone to speak for us?
Why can't you... Is there no one in the local area that you can be all like, yo, you wanna be a handyman? Like, all you gotta do is pluck the weeds and do stuff for other people. Don't ask me about pay because I don't know nothing about that.
We're there to help all the locals more than anything.
That doesn't help me at all.
Well, why not sacrifice yourself to help people?
Yeah, no thanks. I'm not noble like that.
Well, I know you're not willing to do so, but it'll only take 1 or 2 years if we do a good job. We only need your power until we have enough worshippers. Just 1 or 2 years, please.
1 or 2 years doesn't sound that bad by itself, but I'm in college now and I can't drop out just for this. Seriously though, was there really no one within his area to possess and do this by himself? This seems very, very main protagonist. And on top of that, I have my mandatory military service after graduation. It's not easy to get a dancing-related job either. Still need to practice really hard to get it good enough. I really don't have a way to spend 2 years as a priest. This decision is really going to completely change my life.
Liao?
Give me some time.
Yeah, take your time, but also remember to sleep. We both need to get some.
Says the guy who's keeping me from sleeping. You're the one who asked.
Sorry about that. By the way, even though I'm here to seek your help, I'll do whatever I can to help you. I'm a god after all.
Really? I don't see it.
Hey, you meanie. Anyway, let's go to sleep.
Senpai gently rubs my arm, then holds the back of my head with his paw. What? Excuse me. Keep your hands to yourself. Surprisingly, I don't feel awkward even with the warmth of his body against mine. The fur on his paw feels so smooth. Tired, I close my eyes. I fall asleep soon after, feeling the soft touch of his arms around my body. I hear a voice whispering in my dreams.
Delicious. 5 more pieces.
What the hell? I can see pieces of golden, tasty salt and pepper chicken? Those fried basils look so appetizing. 5 pieces of chicken. Man, I'm feeling hungry.
More.
I realize there's a moist tongue licking my arm. It's cold. Suddenly I wake up. I open my eyes to find saliva dripping down my arm. Okay, weird. Senpai!
What? Morning, Liao.
Senpai snatches the sheets from me and goes back to sleep, leaving me trembling in the cold spring morning breeze. Senpai, hey, damn it! Good morning, Liao. Huh? Oh, good morning. I turn around and find Tiger staring at me. It reminds me of what happened last night. He stands before me, sun shining down on him through the window. I can't keep staring much longer or it'll get weird. Liao, you woke up late today. Did you sleep well with them? Nice? Yeah, no, I mean, why do you have to ask that? I can't exactly say that I had a nice sleep with Senpai, but I can't stand Tiger's stare either. Is it really a nice sleep if you wake up to your arm covered in saliva and you're cold? I just decide to get out of bed. Good morning. Good morning. I still feel a little bit awkward about all this. What's up, Liao? Nothing, but I look these 2 cats up and down while they're standing beside my desk. My little room is now getting pretty crowded, I suppose. And there's Senpai curled up under my quilt, his fluffy little head poking out of the end. This sure is a strange day. It's nothing strange to me. You'll be used to it soon, however the only difference being I don't have my place upon Liao's bed today, and I'm very upset about that. So Tiger really is bothered about that. There's not really much I can do since I already let Senpai use the bed. Oh, alright, what time is it? Look for yourself. Tiger points to my phone on the bedside table. It's already 10. I usually get up around 9. Oh, 10. I mean, my classes are in the afternoon anyway, and campus is just around the corner. I could make it if I left half an hour before. So what should I do?
Is that really impossible? Did I mention that rejuvenating my temple would take at most like 3 years? Sure, your guardian Tiger wants you to go back home, but it's not like he said when. What?
Every time he's gonna bring it up, it's just gonna be a higher number than before.
You can do that after helping me in that clouded leopard, right?
That would take too long. 2 years with you, then the leopard, not to mention my military service. Why should I waste my youth on this? I'd have to quit the dance club, I'd have to drop college, there's no way.
Then, couldn't you just help me?
Still not that easy. I won't drop out for you. Can you just wait until I graduate?
Then couldn't you just help me?
It's not that easy. I won't drop out for you. Could you just wait until I graduate? If I choose to take 2 years off, I need to perform my military service before that, and then 2 years with you. That's probably the end of my dancing career as it is.
I know, but seriously speaking, it's not easy to feed yourself by dancing anyway. Even Yan Shu-Chi never considered dancing as a real career option. Do you think you could really manage that?
Okay, rude? But I can't just give up all the effort I've put into this and all the lengths I've gone to do so far. It's like the rudest thing you could say, especially when you have an ulterior motive.
Well, honestly, haven't you only been dancing for like half a year?
You are towing the line right now. I'm already mad. Hell no, I've wanted to do this since high school. It's not like my other options are any better anyway. I don't really care for that stuffy religious stuff. I came to Taipei because I didn't want to be constrained by my family. And I expect me to give what little I have up just because I have some special talent?
I know, it's not something you can decide in a day, but I want you to think about it. I've just been driven up the wall. I'm seeking your help because I really have no way out. So just think about it, alright?
I want to work something out with you, Senpai, but... Hey, Yan Shu-Chi over here! The club leader is calling Senpai over.
Ah, right away.
Senpai heads off immediately. It seems like they're going to have a meeting. After all, Senpai is pretty important around here. He's practically the backbone of our club. So I guess that's the end of our conversation. There is more I want to talk to him about. I've mentioned this so many times every time Yan Shu-Chi gets brought up. We were talking about Liao's youth and not wanting to spend it helping out everyone. But then it's like, what about Yan Shu-Chi? That's so incredibly messed up that Kitten has possessed his body. Like, he's not even able to experience his time because Kitten is taken over. So honestly, I wouldn't help Kitten based on the fact that he's using somebody, and especially somebody who isn't who doesn't have like any health concern, like they weren't comatose before and all that stuff. So I guess that's the end of our conversation. There was more I want to talk to him about. To avoid just standing there, I ready myself to move on when suddenly one of the other guys puts me on the spot. Yo, Liao, what's up with you and Sushi Senpai? You guys got something going on? I'll fight you. I like Yan Shu-Chi Senpai. What's up with us? You two seem pretty weird today. A little too close for my liking. You came to practice together, then spend heaps of time all buddy-buddy with him? So what, you dating him? What a bad boy. What the hell? No. That's nonsense. We're not in that kind of relationship. So what's going on between you two? We were just talking normally. Honestly, it was a serious conversation. How could that be taken as romantic? How suspicious. I didn't see you two being that close before. It's not like you two were inconspicuous about it either. You see, all the other guys are staring at you. We're the Yan Shu-Chi fan club. You better step off. Really? I look around to find a few guys from the Shu-Chi. Oh my god, it is. From the Shu-Chi Senpai Admirers Club, literally staring at me. Staring daggers into me. If looks could kill, I'd be dead. Ha 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 ha. What the hell? We were just talking. Our club has a pretty chill atmosphere. Evidently so chill that people will gossip about anything. Now everyone's gonna think we're in cahoots or something. Is every club like this? Or maybe it's just ours. But I was just... So, what were you two doing before you two arrived here together? Were you on a date? We had dinner? Oh, you idiot. You fool. Wow, and you said you weren't in a relationship. Oh my god, I can't believe you would lie to me like that. The president of the Shu-Chi Admirers fan club. I'm not in a relationship. People can have dinner together without being in a romantic relationship. Oh, so you're in friends with benefits? Ugh. You sicken me, Liao. Just admit it. Buddy's right. It's not that bad to be in love with Senpai. He's super cute. Like I said, we're not. Convince me all you want. But I saw. You'll just have to convince the entire club at this rate. People want the truth. Okay. Liao said there's... Oh, shoot. It's a different club mate. Okay. Liao said there's nothing going on. Just leave him alone already. Some other guy grabs the shoulder of the person talking to me. Come on, you don't see risque things like this every day. You don't see a fight every day either. Oh my god. I wish they would number them so I know. You don't see a fight every day either, so back off or I'll beat you. Of course, he won't really beat up anybody, but those guys seem bored of teasing me anyway, thank god. Thanks a lot, Jiahao. Oh, what? I don't think I know about Jiahao, even though there's 1,000 people with his name. This guy's actually Aboriginal Taiwanese, like the name's origin would suggest. You're welcome. Sometimes you just have to be tough with them. Well, I mean, it's hard to deny some of the stuff they've been saying. After all, Senpai, well, Shu-Chi, possessed by a leopard cat, has been living with me since last night, so... If anyone found out about that, I'd be screwed. Embarrassed, I try to avoid Jiahao's gaze and notice leopards sulking around. Right, there's something I could ask Jiahao. Jiahao, you're a Rukai, right? Seeing leopard reminded me that Jiahao helped us a lot with information on the Rukai traditions for the show last night. Maybe he knows something? Yeah, I am. What's up? Which tribe? Tribe? Where's your hometown? Wutai? Is that what you want? Yeah, what a coincidence. Coincidence? It's nothing really. I can't exactly tell him there's a clouded leopard from Wutai who wants my help, but I really wanted to ask him something about it. How could I do this? Let's go shopping! Well, I've got to go out with one of you.
Well, you need to at least have some fun on your day off. Going to an appliance store on the weekend is way too boring, yeah?
Well, even if it were, I would still wish to go.
So, Liao, go shopping with me. This weekend is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
There's a weekend every week.
But this is the first weekend of me living in Liao's apartment. To commemorate this, we need to go out and have some fun.
Alright, you make your point. I'll do as you say, that alright? I have no interest in arguing with Senpai. That, and he won't keep quiet until I agree to go out with him anyway.
Yay!
Liao, if you are to go out with a kitten, I wish to keep you company.
You want to come with us?
I told you before, I'd worry if you were with that kitten alone.
You're way too overprotective, old man. But I'm okay with you to come with us. Just don't bother us on our date. Just stay in the background where you belong.
This isn't a date.
Liao, there's no need to be so shy.
I'm fine as long as I can keep watch over Liao.
Okay, but no eavesdropping. And remember, Liao can make his own decisions. It's not up to you to control him.
Of course, that's the same to you as well. Manipulator.
Oh! I won't force Liao to go anywhere he doesn't want to go. That alright with you, Liao?
Actually, you've tried to do just that several times. Senpai has constantly been trying to get me to have dinner with him after all, though it's not like I've made an effort to compromise with him either.
Ah, fine. I wish I'll behave myself. Oh. I swear I'll behave myself today. Liao, could you please go out with me?
Alright, absolutely, let's go. Oh, pain. Leopard looks disappointed. I feel bad, but I have no other choice but to ask him to take care of the place while we're out. I mean, he could come too. I don't see why he has to watch the apartment. Afterwards, I leave my apartment with Senpai and Tiger in tow.
Be well, my love.
Woo, we're here! So Liao, is there any shopping you want to do? Anywhere you want to go?
Well, I don't really shop for myself that much. I've only lived in Taipei for half a year. I don't really have any interest in shopping, so I rarely hung out with my classmates. In fact, I've only been to the shopping district once since I've lived here.
Huh? How can that be? Don't tell me you just stay at home every weekend.
Well, yes. There isn't much to say, he's right. I rarely go out on the weekends, let alone head out in the city. I'm kinda embarrassed to admit it, but I think it's nicer at home. Because I'm a hermit. And I prefer to look at furry art on my computer than go outside.
That's okay. I'll be your tour guide today. Shopping, eating, arcade games, or movies. What do you want to do, Liao?
Well, let's see here. Wait, aren't you cold wearing that? Maybe spring, but it's still cool outside. Even if we're out in the city, it's not enough to wear a thin jacket.
Oh, I'm fine. After all, I'm also a guardian tiger.
The fact a god cannot get sick won't stop your body. You should put something on. After all, it would be terrible for you to ruin Yan Shu-Chi's body.
Quit it, old man. I can look after myself alright. I know I won't get sick that easily. Even Yan Shu-Chi would wear this unless it was freezing outside. So there's really no problem with this. If anything, it's a shame I didn't dress up more for today, right, Liao? Because it's a date.
It's totally irrelevant, but he's right. I've never seen Senpai wear much. I'm fine as long as you aren't feeling cold. Just remember to tell me if you do, and we'll find something for you. It's not like we're in shortage of clothing stores around here. The street we're on is littered with stores. Even with a brief glimpse, I see at least 2 clothing stores. However, both of them are for women.
It's fine, Liao. I'll be alright. Oh yeah, also I just remembered. There's something around here I think you'll like.
It is a store filled with... with anatomically correct furry men. Senpai cheerfully leads me around the corner and up to one of the street side stands. I wanted to ask Senpai what he meant, but when we got there, I could pretty much figure it out. The stand before me was festooned with fuzzy-styled animal hats. They hang from the top of the stand to the floor below in vibrant rows of fuzzy color. They had a wide variety, including dogs, bears, tigers, deer, raccoons, as well as a few from cartoons I didn't recognize.
How about this? You think it suits me?
Senpai tries on a hat that looks like a husky. Wait, is it okay to try these straight off the shelf?
You're gonna put fleas on it! Put it back!
And also, no! The clerk comes over and starts introducing the products for us. Honestly, I thought he'd ask Senpai to take off the hat, but he happily continues his spiel. Senpai adjusts the hat and swings around dramatically. The dangling pom-poms swoosh around in the air as he moves. Think the chick would be more fitting. 'Cause you tweet a lot.
Hey Liao, cute, right?
Well, yeah, it's cute. Before me is a kitten, and actually a leopard cat wearing a husky hat on its head. It's very cute, I suppose. When you think about it, his cat ears are covered by his dog ears. It's a pretty strange sight.
Great, so doesn't that mean you should buy it for me, Liao?
Nope. So... What's that over there? It looks pretty interesting. Bye. What? Why do I need to buy it?
Is it common sense to buy a gift for your partner on a date?
I never said this was a date. It's still not a date, you know, and what common sense is that?
What? Liao, weren't you just worried that I was too cold? Come on, buy it! Buy it, please!
Absolutely not. What is that gonna do? Better off buying you a jacket. The hat is so thick and fuzzy, and those ears flaps would cover his ears from the cold wind outside. And the price is pretty cheap. It wouldn't be that much of a hassle to buy it for him, but should I really get it for him just because he told me to? I'll buy it, it looks good on him. I shouldn't buy it just because he told me to. I know we're on his route, but you can't tell me what to do! No, I'm not gonna buy it for you.
Aw, but I feel really cold now.
You can't convince me. I'm not your sugar daddy. I'm only that to Tiger. Senpai, at least try to be convincing. Won't get me that easily. That sweet and innocent face is useless. Besides, it's not like we're a couple. So, I shake my head in disagreement. Why is there so many vehicles zooming by? Senpai pouts back.
You're such a meanie, Liao.
We're only going shopping together. You're free to pay for your own stuff.
Doesn't matter if it's not a gift. If it's not a gift from you, Liao.
We're not a couple, though. You're sort of a friend to me. I mean, I wouldn't even say we're friends. I barely even know you. And you've been kind of annoying. You're a good friend to me, Senpai, but don't expect me to just buy gifts for you.
Wah.
Oh, you're such a baby. Even though he cried a bit over it, he doesn't insist any further. He puts the hat down and keeps on shopping happily. I hope he isn't too bummed over this. I still don't want to spend money, but I feel bad for letting him down. He's just gonna ask you for something else later on. Don't even. If he does end up asking me for something cheap, I'll probably get that for him, like an eraser or a pen. As we went around shopping, he didn't end up asking for anything else. He did end up winning a husky plush toy from a claw machine, though. It's kind of like the hat he wanted to buy. Nevertheless, it was cute and he really enjoyed getting it. Eventually, after wandering around the whole marketplace, we returned to where we started. I'm tired. We'd been walking for ages at this point. I must be visibly straining so to the point where Senpai picks up on it.
Hey Liao, you look tired. Want to take a rest and get something to eat?
Yeah. But we probably shouldn't eat much this close to dinner.
We'll just get something small then. I know this tasty fried chicken stall nearby.
That sounds like a lot. That sounds like dinner by itself already.
Did you say fried chicken?
Where the hell did he come from?
What, old man, you hungry or something?
Well, I would like to try some of Liao's food.
Offering it to you makes no difference to me, so I don't see why not. It's subtle, but I noticed Senpai grumbling under his breath when I said that.
Alright, since we're all hungry, it's time to hurry up and get some grub.
Senpai brings us to the food cart. With the lines this long, the food must be amazing. Well, let's hope it is. It took half an hour, but we haven't— oh god, no way. I'm not standing there for fried chicken. We eventually got some of the coveted fried chicken from the food cart. Afterwards, we buy 2 cups of fruit tea from another nearby shop. Senpai attempts to hold the bag of fried chicken and his drink at the same time. Now he's trying to use a skewer to pick up the chicken from the bag as well. I hope he doesn't spill the tea everywhere.
The aroma from that fried chicken is excellent, quite different from the ordinary varieties.
Well, it's very special. A taste you'll never find anywhere else.
Oh, trying to tempt me, are you? Fine, Liao, let me try some.
With a cheeky smile, I pick up 2 pieces of chicken on the skewer and bring them up to Tiger's mouth. He bites into it and eats them directly from my hand.
Whoa, you practicing?
Oh, you're practicing.
Whoa, you practically just spoon-fed him in public. Why isn't that me?
Not bad. The taste is really special.
Now that he's consumed the chicken is still there for me to eat. It doesn't surprise me anymore. I'm thinking about like fried chicken on a skewer. Is it just like chunks of meat skewered? I don't think I've ever had skewered fried chicken before. It doesn't surprise me anymore. I've seen it plenty of times, so I bite into the skewer of this decadent fried chicken. Whoa! The surface of the chicken is crisp. The soy-based sauce accompanies the juicy and chewy chicken perfectly without being salty at all. I've never had chicken like this. It really is special. Ah, it's delicious.
I agree. Liao, give me some.
Senpai has his mouth open, waiting for me to feed him. Senpai, can't you just eat your own?
But if Liao doesn't feed me too, it's not fair.
Senpai, unlike him, people can actually see you. Please don't embarrass me so much.
What? No fair.
Alright, how about just 1 piece?
Yes, please.
Reluctantly, I feed him, and then frickin' one of his fan club members is just like, oh, I can't believe this! And then starts taking pictures and spreads it around, and we're screwed. Reluctantly, I feed him 1 piece of my fried chicken. I'm worried someone saw that, but he licks his lips happily. God, it's almost like we're a real couple. Ugh, disgusting. Ugh.
Heh, I'm so happy to be fed by you, Liao.
Senpai, sometimes you're such an idiot, you know?
What? Isn't this what happens when you go out on a date?
What did I say? People on dates don't just feed each other in public. Senpai, do you just treat everyone like this? Like, you keep talking about us being on a date. Well, so I hesitate just for a moment. Like, what happens if I ask this and then things go badly? It'd totally ruin the atmosphere between us and just go home. Well, it's not like he needs to live in my apartment anyways. I can't keep ignoring this. I've got to ask him eventually. Might as well be direct about it. Senpai, why do you want to be in a relationship with me? Senpai winks at me and swallows. I don't want to be a downer, but, you know, let's just play the... it's not so much sad. I don't know the word. Solemn. Sounds worse than just saying sad. Senpai winks at me and swallows the chicken he was chewing.
It's because I want to stay with you, Liao.
Don't you just want me so I can be the priest of your temple in Miao Li? Us being together doesn't matter to you, right? So wouldn't it just be inconvenient if I ended up in a relationship with Senpai? You don't want to have to bring Yan Shu-Chi with you to Miao Li, right?
Well, that's right. Actually, maybe I'll end up taking him to Miao Li, but it doesn't matter. Like you said, it's gonna take more than 1 year to rebuild people's worship of my temple. That means we gotta live together for a long while, right? If that happens, I need to make sure that Liao's happy with that.
In that case, we wouldn't have needed to go out shopping today, huh? I mean, we'd have plenty of time together in Miaoli.
Miaoli isn't nearly the same as Taipei. Miaoli is pretty much just countryside, while Taipei has all these cool shops, and Miaoli has a lot of nice places too.
Oh, really? I don't know much about Miaoli. But even if we went to Miaoli, Senpai, you wouldn't be Senpai anymore, right? You don't really need Senpai's body to reach me anymore, and you don't need to spread those rumors about us at the club.
I did it because I want to get to know you, even if it's useless to me if I leave Taipei. Even if I wanted to, I wouldn't do anything against Yan Shu-Chi's will. It wouldn't feel natural to him when I leave his body. I possess his body, so I'm responsible for him. Everything I do follows his personality and habits. So the shopping or dating are really all things Yan Shu-Chi would have done. I just have to get to know you in the same way that he would.
Yeah, I guess it's not been easy for you.
But there's no way I'll give up. After all, I have to get Liao to help me.
Help me? I don't know what just happened there. Well, so then how will you be after you leave Senpai's body? At that point, you wouldn't be forced to think and act like Yan Shu-Chi, wouldn't you end up a completely different person?
Oh, so you're worried about that. Don't worry, I possessed him in the first place since our personalities are basically the same. When that happens, I'll just make sure I don't do anything weird. It's going to be totally okay.
Alright. I still think it's strange, though.
Liao, you're overthinking it.
Isn't it really not an issue? I'm still worried about it, but I guess I can't really pressure him more at this point.
It's going to be fine, trust me, okay? You have my word.
Senpai moves in close. He's a bit shorter than me. Then he reaches and pats my shoulder softly with his paw.
There's nothing to worry about. Oh hey, a sausage stall. I'll go buy one.
Our conversation ends just as he runs away. That was close. I could almost fall for his words.
Liao, I know I've said this too many times. I still don't want you getting along with him.
That's because you still don't trust him, right?
A god who was once born a Yaoguai has no principles. The sweeter his words, the bitterer his lips. I caution you, Liao, don't trust everything he says.
But he's a god now. He isn't the same as a Yaoguai.
Even though their form might change, habits don't change that easily. One like him might do something and not even know it's wrong. Things would be fine if his Fude Gong kept an eye on him, but right now, this far away from his temple, there's nothing keeping him in line. Who knows what that kitten could do?
Even so.
Nevertheless, be careful.
Hey Liao, I'm back. I got some mini sausages. You two want some?
Senpai shows up suddenly with a bag of marinated cocktail sausages, cutting off my conversation with Tiger.
Yes.
Yeah, Senpai, I'll have some. We kept wandering around the market, taking in the sights until we finished our dinner. Sometime later, we headed home, full after a nice night walking through the markets. Man, who would have thought shopping all day could be so tiring? As soon as I get in the door, I make a beeline straight for the bathroom, have a shower, and head to lie down on the bed. When I come out, I find Leopard sitting on my bed waiting for me. Has he just been there waiting for me all day? I feel sorry for him. I'm still super tired, so I just lie down on my bed and use my phone. After Senpai's shower, I end up talking with him for a little while. Afterwards, we end up going to bed early for the night. Why couldn't Clouded Leopard come with us? So mean to him. Oh god. Sunday. I hope I'll finally have a nice relaxing day off. Uh-oh. Wait, what? Oh, is it considered different because this is Kitten or something? I don't... Sunday. I hope I'll finally have a nice relaxing day off. Though with these 3 cats still around, I doubt they'll leave me alone.
Liao, do you not want to fulfill my request? Keep me company.
It was really nice going out with you yesterday. I don't really have anything I want to do today.
Man, I just woke up and they're already on to me. How things turn out like this? Stay at home. Nah, I was out all day yesterday. I want to take a break. After all, it's my weekend.
Liao, it's such a shame to waste a lovely weekend day like this.
Sorry, but no, I just want to take a whole day off today.
Alas, what a pity. Not going outside?
I'm really going to just stay in today.
Liao, you'll become a hermit at this rate.
I don't care. I'll just be a hermit if I want to. Ignoring Senpai's remark, I spent the whole Sunday lazing around, sleeping, daydreaming, and surfing the net. I should find a way for them to work together. Hey, how about we take this from a different angle? Hey, you don't need to do it right now, but please promise you two will think about it.
Fine, if it's really that important to you, I'll think about it.
Perhaps later.
They really don't intend on getting along anytime soon, but what else can I do? I just have to write it out and see how they go, I guess. Okay, at this rate, I'll just have to pick someone. Senpai, that junk food is all you brought, right?
For sure, on a hike, some high-energy food is perfect.
Senpai's idea of perfect hiking food would just make most people ill. It's just gonna be really weird having a proper meal while you sit there and eat a bunch of junk, so you can have some if you want. Huh? Leopard's sudden outburst catches me off guard, my attention quickly focusing on him.
Hey, it's me again! Ugh, the meat is way too salty, don't you think?
Who are you? I don't know why sometimes the same dialogue doesn't just skip.
Open up, Liao.
Huh? Senpai, what are you on about? As I look up to check what he's up to, Senpai deftly drops one of his crackers into my mouth. What? It took me completely off guard, though involuntary coughs and a bit of chewing, I eventually managed to swallow the cracker whole. I could have choked on that. How? I need a visual. How exactly did that? What did Liao have his whole ass mouth wide open when he looked up? Or did Kitten just like shove it in his mouth? Senpai, are you trying to kill me?
Now that you've eaten some of my lunch, now we can have some of yours.
What? Senpai snatches the chopsticks from... I don't know how he was supposed to say that when his little icon was teary-eyed. Was that sad? Was that happy? Like, conflicting? Senpai snatches the chopsticks from my hands and picks up a piece of roasted meat.
Num. Delicious.
I don't believe you, Senpai.
What? No way!
Senpai, there's no need to lie about it. I know it's not well made. You know how much salt I put in there? Like half of the shaker.
That doesn't matter. You made this, so I'm gonna eat it.
Senpai, you ate it even though another god had some. Which honestly would have just made it taste worse than it already did. Why would you even do that?
It was only a bite. And this is Liao's handmade bento. How can I not have a taste?
Ha. Thanks, Senpai. Still tasted pretty bad, didn't it? It's my first attempt at making a bento. It could possibly be good. Even Ragu said as much. It couldn't, sorry. I mean, it could still if you ignore the salty flavor. Maybe pour a little water on it to wash it off.
Taste isn't as important as the feelings that went into making it. That's what really matters.
Even though I didn't really make it for you?
Well, if I'm the one eating it, then it was made for me.
Your logic doesn't make any sense, Senpai.
It works because I'm super duper awesome.
That makes even less sense.
Yep.
At least, Senpai, I don't get you sometimes.
That's not what's important, okay? I'll have the bento and you can eat my snacks. Cherish every bite. I packed them just for you.
What? No. As full-on as he is, Senpai's ridiculous assertions made me chuckle, and in that moment, he swiftly takes the bento from my hands and starts to force down big mouthfuls of rice meat and vegetables. Sad. There's no getting that off him now, so I guess I have no other choice. I silently nibble away at the snacks Senpai packed for me as I watch him gobble down the rest of the bento I worked so hard on. I guess Senpai would know the most about that kind of stuff. The other guys probably wouldn't know what I'm talking about. I slow my pace to fall back towards Senpai, leaving the others to walk ahead. So, Senpai, what do you think of what Regu was talking about?
Do you mean the Yaguai rumors, or do you think I'd be disappointed if we didn't become a couple?
That's not it.
So you really do care what those Yaguai think. What if I help you quash those rumors?
Can you?
I used to be a Yaguai, and I could always find some friends that have them help spread the truth.
Is that alright? You're kind of a guardian tiger now. You still get in contact with your old friends?
Not all Yaguai are bad. Some are very friendly. To get some to help us would be easy peasy.
Maybe it would be better if we didn't.
Is that because you're worried about me?
Stop joking around.
You know you don't have to listen to that weirdo tree lord. I mean, what does he know? He lives in the middle of a forest. He lives in the middle of a forest all by himself. We came to find you because of our own problems. It would be totally normal if you didn't change your whole life just to help us. But if you want to, we can still become a couple.
Senpai, could you even see us as a couple after you leave Yan Shu-Chi's body?
If Liao chooses to go rebuild the temple out on the hill, then it's only natural that I'd keep you company, right? It's a lonely place, so of course I do my best to keep you happy. You could even bring your computer.
It'd be nice to have a computer there, but that's not what's important. That's not what you said before.
I know. Liao, if you don't come with me to Miaoli, I won't be mad over it, but... if you've come to ask me about this stuff, then that means you're probably already decided to refuse me.
No, not at all. I'm just...
Just what?
Just wondering about whether or not you'd give me more time to think about it.
Of course that's fine, but now it's my turn to ask you questions. Liao, would you rather be together with the other two?
Yes. You can't just drop a question like that.
The way I see it, if Liao liked me...
What? The way I see it, if Liao liked me, period.
Liao wouldn't worry about those rumors at all. But you're obviously worried about those rumors. If it's not me or the other two cats, then what else is there?
That... I'm not...
Not what?
I'm just curious about how things would be after you leave Senpai's body.
What? So Liao's still considering coming with me to Miaoli?
Senpai almost pounces on me with happiness, but I manage to shake him off. To keep him off. I'm just trying to clear up the situation. I only knew you as my senpai. Will things be different after you leave his body? How will we deal with the rumors about us at dance club?
I'd be pretty much the same, though I'd probably wear something different. Look, the rumors are easy to deal with. We could just pretend to have a big fight, then everyone will think we split up.
Would it really be that easy?
No problem. Hehe. I never thought Liao cared about my trouble so much.
You don't think I care?
Liao never says it, but I guess...
Senpai seems hesitant. What is it?
Oh, nothing. Just a romantic thought.
I was curious, but the sweet smile across Senpai's face let me know that, no, it was alright. I don't have to pursue the subject. Suddenly, I feel a cold sensation hit my nose. It's starting to pour down. Huh? Rain? Scary music, what? I look around to see a veil of damp fog overtaking the mountain, a misty sea of gray that begins to envelop us. It was already cold enough up here without the rain. Hey, where's everyone else? Why is it Kitten that we get scary music? They have to have wandered off and I couldn't see them in the fog.
I don't know. Have we been walking too slowly?
Senpai looks around, ahead and then back from where we came, but they couldn't be behind us. Let's go faster and catch up to them.
Don't worry, there's only one path down here, so no one could have gotten lost.
Still, it's not very responsible for me to just lose track of them.
I always wanted to have a bit more privacy with Liao.
Please, Senpai, enough of that.
Aw, but we never have the chance.
Senpai stops mid-sentence, suddenly looking up. Oh no. What's wrong?
Liao, we could have an unfriendly god on our hands if we don't get a move on. We've been so busy talking, and I never thought he'd find us. Hurry, just keep walking behind me.
What? Wait, senpai! He didn't wait. Before I could ask, he had already taken off down the path. I couldn't keep up, and soon his image faded into the fog. I was left alone. Wow, thanks! One of the few moments where you could have held my hand, and I wouldn't have said anything. What just happened? I couldn't run on the wet stones, but I hurried as fast as I could. Suddenly, a white shadow appears next to me. Whoa. I don't know what that is, but it's definitely not human. It makes a sudden stop. It seems to have noticed me.
You can see me, young man.
Yeah?
You possess the yin-yang eye. In that case, did you see a weird cat around here?
Is he looking for senpai? I don't think I should just tell him.
Did they say anything to you?
Hmm?
Oh, it seems not. Young man, you should be more careful than to hike on the mountain alone.
I came here with some friends.
Then it would be best to go find them. I must leave now.
I didn't have a chance to say anything before he turned away, vanishing in an instant back into the fog from where he came. What's with all these spirits today? By now the rain had left me soaking. At least I'm lucky that there's only one path. If I hurry, I'll be able to reach the others. The fog lifted as I walked. Finally, once I reached the end of the path, I found the 3 cats waiting for me.
Liao, where did you run off to?
Tiger walked up to me worried, inspecting me all over to see if I'd been hurt. I don't know. I was walking, then the fog came and I couldn't see any of you guys. Frickin' Kitten just left me behind.
Truly, you walked far too slowly. Do you know how worried I am?
I'm fine. It all worked out fine. Suddenly, Tiger pulls me into a tight hug. People look at me weird, wondering why my body is like crunched weirdly. Some are slightly impressed by my flexibility.
Don't scare me like that. You know how it is now. You never know what some unfriendly Yaoguai could do to you, especially the ones who know the rumors about us. It's all my fault. I should have been watching you more carefully.
Huh? I thought the worst Yaoguai do is tell rumors.
Yaoguai are weird creatures. Some even kidnap people just out of curiosity. I must do a better job protecting you, especially in such misty mountains. When we are out in the wilderness, please don't leave my side, alright?
Yeah, I know. I thought he was overreacting, but today really had been a weird day. I wonder who that other spirit was. I guess Senpai knew who they were. But with everyone here, I'll have to wait for another chance to ask Senpai about them in private.
It's great that nothing bad happened. Guess it's time to go home.
I believe so. We should head home and retire for the day.
Guardian Tiger urges us into the next available bus, which we get in and take the ride home together. When I got home, I saw that the tongue blossoms in the bag had all been crushed. I guess when I got lost in the fog with Senpai, we ended up too far away from Leopard for him to keep them safe. It's a shame, but they were only flowers. I could always go get more if I really wanted to. Yeah, sure, I guess. I'm still mad at you for ditching me. I guess it'd be alright.
Yay! I'll make the arrangements.
What do you have planned?
Oh, that's a secret. Let's say it's a surprise for you, Liao. So just leave it to me and I'll go home and get things ready.
Yeah, okay, then I guess I'll see you later.
Yep, tonight.
That night I waited and waited, but for the first time in a long time, Senpai didn't come home. We were supposed to go out today. There's just been no word from him. Somewhere it annoys me, but I'm mostly just worried. I just don't know what I can do in a time like this. Time to go fan the flames. I decide to pick up my phone and call some of my clubmates to see if they know anything. Slowly but surely I call everyone I know at the dance club, but none of them know where Senpai could have run off to. Couldn't you have texted them? That would have been easier. A group text. Yo, you know where Senpai is? I got a question. Everyone I called seemed pretty relaxed about it. I guess from their perspective he's only been avoiding phone calls for a night. It's not like I could tell them we've been rooming together. Even when I said he made plans to go out and ditch me, everyone just laughed it off. I said over and over again it wasn't a date, but no one believed me. I didn't know how to make them feel my urgency. When I mentioned him maybe going home, they all just told me to not get mixed up in family affairs. I wonder if there's something going on between Senpai and his family. I'm still a bit worried, but what could I do? I try my best to forget about it and focus on my studies. Senpai, where have you gone off to?
We could probably do with packing away the folding table as well while the kitten is away. I don't see you making use of it, and it just takes up space.
But Senpai kept all of his things on that table. Somehow I feel that he really won't come back if I just put it all away. Don't put it away. I'd rather not. What if Senpai comes home just to see his desk and all his stuff packed away?
If that kitten feels upset about such a trivial matter, I'll be speechless.
I glance at the folding table. It does take up quite some space, or I wouldn't have bought it at the first place. I feel like Kitten's route has a little more grammatical errors than the others. However, it's not really in my way. I'm not putting it away. Although I decide not to put it away, I make sure to wipe it clean with a cloth and tidy Senpai's stuff. Then I finish thoroughly cleaning up the rest of my apartment. Once I get into it, I start to find it a nice break from studying all day. Some rest for my tired mind. Huh, not bad. I'm actually all pumped up and energized from all this cleaning.
Right, now clean up your room more often, yes?
Well, did I say I was pumped up? I meant tired. I am exhausted. Yee, sleepy. Okay, maybe it does feel good to get everything nice and clean, but I really can't see myself doing this all the time. I'm under more stress than it is usually or expected of someone pre-midterms.
You must. A clean and tidy environment is very important for your physical and mental health. Instead of seeing you run yourself down and get sick, I'd rather you take care of yourself. In short, I'll be reminding you to clean your room from now on, understand?
Oh, lame. Why can't you do it? It's not like I won't clean everything up eventually. But I really don't want to have someone force it upon me every day. That will just kill my motivation. I mean, that trash can really needs to be tossed. That thing is like piled high.
Liao is tired. I help.
See, look at that. Best boy. No need. Thank you for the offer. Wouldn't Leopard just end up using his spirit powers to help? He'd just be exhausted. Not to mention, if he went out on the balcony and started cleaning up, people would be scared to death seeing a floating broom or whatever, so really, best that he doesn't help. But it's so nice of him to offer. I'm really grateful. As heartwarming as his offer is, I have to decline. My bias is strong because with everyone else it's ulterior motives, but with Clouded Leopard, what ulterior motives? I don't know what you're talking about. It was the last night of the Qingming holidays when Senpai finally returns to visit me. Senpai doesn't really have much stuff here. He puts away the folding table and gathers all his belongings from the corner, cramming them all into his backpack before going to the bathroom and doing the same with his toiletries.
Well, that should be everything. Liao, make sure to let me know when you decide. Anyway, see you tomorrow.
Yeah. Just like that, Senpai leaves my room carrying everything he owns with him. Damn. Doesn't even say anything, but you put away his stuff and he's just crying at you. Even though he said that I'd see him tomorrow, it's hard to see him leave like this. I've gotten used to him in my life the past month, and now it feels like it's all gone.
I didn't know that Kitten was so reasonable. He didn't even throw a tantrum before leaving. Shu-Chi, not happy.
He wasn't happy? I know Senpai didn't really want to leave, but we both saw this coming, didn't we? Senpai, how did things end up like this? What? No. I'm gonna let it go. Think about it. This is Senpai's problem. What could anyone else do to help him now? I'm used to having Senpai here. Now it's like he wasn't even here to begin with. For some reason, it hurts in the pit of my stomach. What if one day my family just up and decides to force me to go back home? Then I'd have to give up everything no matter what. Why? Why is this all happening to me? I lie down in bed, burying myself under my blankets as far as I can. For now, just trying to forget everything. Should I go on a date with Senpai? Sure, whatever. Oh, well, honestly, I'd be happy to go out with you, Senpai.
Yeah, you'll have heaps of fun going out with someone as super duper adorable as me.
Okay, you big show-off. Keep that up and I won't ever compliment you again.
What? But I only say the truth.
Fine, Senpai's super duper adorable. That's not a compliment. And tomorrow I'll go on a date with you, got it?
Yep. You're always so nice, Liao. Except when you're not. I'm gonna go home and get ready. See you tomorrow, Liao. Looking forward to it.
Senpai practically falls over backward, waving at me as he walks away. Really, what would he even need to prepare? On top of that, we're already at the cafeteria. He could have at least had dinner with me before storming out of here. I'll never understand him, will I? I decide to just leave it be and take a seat, eating my dinner for the night alone with Leopard and Tiger. The next morning I asked Tiger and Leopard to watch over my room. They couldn't come with me today after all. Liao, I don't wish to lecture you. Just remember to Just remember to never go anywhere strange with that kitten, okay? Yep, got it. Don't go into alleyways. Don't go into mysterious buildings. Don't enter a car with him. It's not like there's any strange places he'd take me to anyway. Don't worry, I'll see you later. That boy is going to get abducted. So, Senpai, why are we here again?
Because it's fun. You can't just go somewhere once and never again. Not to mention that old man was with us. There were so many places I couldn't show you. This time I'm gonna show you everything.
Sounds more like you want to take me somewhere you can't say out loud.
Wah! Only one of impure heart would ever twist my words in such lecherous ways.
That's only because you made it sound shady.
Whatever you think, Liao. I'll just have to take you somewhere awesome then. Come with me.
Senpai's words were vague. I was getting worried he really was going to take me somewhere shady. I'd just have no kidneys after that. But in the end, he leads me to an arcade that stretches across the basement of a department store. What's so cool about this place? As far as my eyes can see, arcade machines are lined up from wall to wall. Honestly, I'm not usually a fan of arcade games.
Liao, you play any arcade rhythm games?
Not really, I don't usually have money for them. That and they're usually all about tapping buttons to the beat. Why do that when you can just dance? I always find that heaps more fun.
What? What a sad, sheltered soul you are. How could a member of the dance club not know? Come on, this way.
Senpai pulls me by the wrist around to one of the largest games in the arcade. In stark contrast to the packed-in machines here, the area around the game has been taped off with thick yellow tape. I'm lost trying to work out what kind of game it is while Senpai runs up to the display, turning it on and standing in the middle of the play area. A figure appears on the screen that mirrors Senpai's position in front of it. Wait, how can he control it that far away from the machine? Senpai puts on the same pose as the virtual figure. He starts to dance as the music kicks in. Senpai moves deftly as a flurry of the word perfect flashes on the screen every few seconds. Is he following the animations? Regardless, Senpai's moving so well I wouldn't be able to tell the difference between him or a demonstration of the dance anyway. He's beyond practice. About 30 seconds into the song, the word great jumps on the screen, breaking his perfect combo. Senpai clicks his tongue in disappointment. Guess his accuracy on that move is off. Tech these days really has come a long way. I still remember those arcade dance pads. Senpai keeps going, getting perfect after perfect. Oh my god. Getting perfect after perfect. Even without playing it, I can tell it's super hard to be this perfect. When Senpai finishes the song, I can't help but clap along with the crowd that had formed around him. Even though the choreography is easier than what we're used to, it's still impressive how well he pulled it off within the framework of the game. His moves were so fluid that you could barely tell he was even playing a game. Senpai really is awesome.
Alright, now it's your turn, Liao.
Hey, there's no way I can be as good as you. Sure, I'm a dancer, but how am I supposed to know the routines in the game? I can't just go in there and expect to be great without practicing a few times. Not to mention I'll be going in after Senpai. Talk about pressure.
It's fine. It's not like I expect your first time to be good. Don't worry, I won't laugh.
Everyone's watching.
There's a first time for everyone. Come on, Liao.
Peer pressure. Despite my protest, Senpai shoves me in front of the machine and forces me to give it a go. He picked something easy for me, but I still struggle to keep up with it on my first go, not to mention needing to work out the limits of the machine as I do so. In the end, I barely pass the track. I can't do it.
Most people don't even pass their first go.
Oh hey Liao, Shu-Chi. You guys sure look like you're having fun. It's a familiar voice. I turn around to see Jia-Hao. You did alright, but Shu-Chi senpai was awesome. I don't think I've ever seen anyone that good at the game before. How long have you been practicing?
Haha, I practice a bit at home. It's no big deal. It doesn't really need much space anyways.
Liao, that was your first time, right? You did pretty good. Don't lie to me, Jia-Hao. Nah, I know I sucked. No need to try and make me feel better. I'm not trying to, compared to this. Jia-Hao pulls me to the side. Liao, you said you weren't dating Shu-Chi senpai, right? Because you two here together totally looks like a date, dude. Just because we're two guys who are gay doesn't mean we're on a date. Jeez. I mean, it's true, but... I stammer as I feel my face flush with embarrassment. Senpai just wanted to hang out and decided to take me here. There's really nothing going on. Well, yeah, it's not like I care, but you don't want people to think there's something between you guys, right? People from the dance club come here all the time. See, look over there. And there I saw the Shu-Chi senpai admirers club. Damn it. I turned my head to see someone I recognized from dance club. And considering he's staring right at me, I'd hazard a guess they're a member of Shu-Chi's fan club.
You said you guys weren't dating. I can't believe you would lie to me. To my face. I'm going to find where you live, Liao. And I'm going to end you. Because there can only be one. And it's me.
I can't believe this. Just thought I'd let you know. Now behave yourself, Liao. See you later! Oh. Yeah. I waved Jia-Hao goodbye and returned back to Senpai. Hey, Senpai, mind if we go somewhere else? I don't like the feeling of the glare on my back. It's starting to hurt.
What? I thought you were having fun!
Well, I glanced toward the guy from dance club staring at me. Oh god, I don't think he's blinked.
Oh, that guy? Never mind them.
I mind.
Okay, stay here and wait.
Senpai walks off to the side and makes a phone call. Senpai, is everything okay?
Yep, come on, let's play.
I'm just about to ask what he was up to when a man in a black suit wearing a pair of dark-tinted sunglasses approaches Shu-Chi's admirer from behind, tapping him on the shoulder. Damn! Yan Shu-Chi isn't just rich, he rich. Bruh. I mean, I'm not saying I wouldn't change my mind knowing this. But... obviously terrified, he walks away with the man in black after a few words are exchanged. No argument, no fight. The man in black just took them away without any dispute. Senpai, what did you do?
Nothing. It's my rare chance to have a date with you, Liao. I won't let anyone get in the way of that, and maybe I'm leaving soon, so no matter what, I don't want to miss this chance.
Leaving?
It's no big deal. Hey, Liao, we should try that one.
I see through Senpai's abysmal attempt at changing the topic. All you ever do is run away. Senpai, wait.
What? I didn't say anything to you, Siri. No, shush. Senpai, wait, you're leaving?
It's nothing at all, don't worry. You've got nothing to do with it. Just a bad joke.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter? I have nothing to do with it? How? Whether it's you or Shu-Chi senpai that's leaving, it's something that matters to me. You just made a phone call to have someone taken away by your mysterious secret service. He's going to think there's something between us for sure now.
Really? It doesn't matter. I'll clear things up no problem at all.
No problem? What in the world could you say to explain that? You weren't like this before. What the hell's wrong with you, senpai? Ever since you came back after the Qingming break, I've felt like something's been wrong. What happened? I care about you. Please tell me everything. My raised voice blends into the background of the noisy arcade. I take senpai and pull him into a nearby corner.
What are you talking about? Liao, you're overreacting. I'm just upset over leaving. It's no big deal.
Really? I don't think so. The past few days you've been different. To begin with, you haven't even been really trying to come and spend time with me. Sure, it's exam week, but it's not that hard. Then yesterday you straight up asked to go out with me out of the blue. Now you're telling me you might be leaving? It doesn't make sense. I don't know whether it's you or Shu-Chi that's leaving, but no matter who it is, you won't be able to date me. You took me to a place that's specifically popular among the guys at dance club, that made a show over kicking out one of the admirers in a way that everyone's going to misunderstand. Senpai, I know you're smart enough to have thought this through. If you really did this on purpose, something must be up. Please tell me.
Liao.
Senpai avoids my eyes. I'm not in a relationship with Senpai, and I can't go to Miaoli with you. So maybe I don't have the right to ask this from you. But you lived in my home for over a month. I'd hope that we're at least close enough for you to tell me. If you're leaving, I'd like to know why.
Sorry, Liao. It's not that I don't want to tell you, just... I don't want to force you to go to Miaoli with me. I can take care of my own business.
Still, I want to know.
Okay, I'll tell you. Just promise me one thing.
Name it.
Don't let what I tell you change your decision on helping me. It'd be best to forget what I say right away if you can. I know that you coming or not depends on your family back home.
I'll work on it. No matter what, I want to know what's going on.
Well, it's not a big deal. It's just that it won't be too long until my Fudegong loses the last of his divine power. I want to be there with him in his last days, that's all.
What's going to happen to him?
They, degrade to an earth spirit, maybe. They'll still be around somewhere even if he loses his godship. They just won't exist anymore. After all, a god of soil doesn't exist if no one believes they do. One day they might recover if someone goes to worship them, though. But even if they do come back, they'll probably end up losing all their memories.
In other words, his Fudegong will have forgotten all about him. What about you? What will happen to you?
I'll turn back to a Yaoguai. Don't worry, I won't change who I am. I just won't be a guardian tiger anymore. It's kind of like a company going bankrupt, isn't it? The boss takes the fall while everyone else goes their separate ways.
If it take us years to restore the temple, then how come it's got this bad so rapidly?
I'd say it takes about 2 years for a temple to gain a stable following. But as long as there's a priest taking care of the temple, it's not hard to maintain. After all, there's a huge difference between a neglected temple and a deserted one. People think about it whether they want to pray or not. If they see someone there, they'll assume the temple has an active god.
So as long as I'm there, the local god of soil won't vanish?
Pretty much.
How much time do we have?
I'm not sure. It's getting close. Probably a month at most. So, yeah, I'll have to go back in a few days. I know you want to wait until summer break, but that can't happen. I don't expect you to give up your finals just to come with me, so it's better we stop here.
Stop here?
I've just caused you trouble, Liao. Even the old man would be happy to see me go.
That's not true. I mean, well, okay, it is true, but... You really have to go so soon? That's so sudden. Your god of soil's almost gone. Why did you keep this from me?
If I said so earlier, would that have changed anything? Would you have come to Meow Lee with me? See, I didn't want to put you under more pressure. What, you want me to remind you every day? We're running out of time, Liao. Oh, I'm sure that would have been better. And honestly, I did change. Before Qingming, sure I had Yan Shu-Chi's memories, but that didn't mean I felt them. I didn't understand how much family meant, the pressures you're under. Your family's carried on that temple for generations, right? I can't just expect you to pack up your ancestry and leave. This isn't your problem, and I shouldn't expect to make it yours. I've just made things hard for Liao. That's all I've done. Yan Shu-Chi's family, they really don't like him. We really don't get along during the break, so I'm gonna use this as a chance to have Yan Shu-Chi talk things over with his family for a few days, then I'll be free to leave. I'm sorry, Liao. I know I didn't talk to you before making this decision, but it's not like you being able to come to Meow Lee is really your decision anyway. I don't want to burden you anymore. It's better to just slowly fade away from your life.
And why did you want to go on a date today?
I'm leaving, so I might as well try to give you a nice day to remember me by. Liao, you okay?
Senpai, do you really think this is good for either of us?
Of course it isn't. What else can I do? I can't stay here any longer. Liao can't come with me, so I have to.
Senpai wipes away the tears falling down his face, closes his eyes, and forces his breathing just to keep himself together.
It's good that you came today. At least now I'm sure you care about me.
Senpai. Damn, that's crazy. Walks away. Be an ass and leave. I have to. I can't bear to see him like this. Senpai, I'm sorry. I'm moving close to him, wiping away the tears welling in the corners of his eyes. I can't promise to go to Meow Lee with you, but I can at least do my best to try and make it happen with my family. Even if it's not for long, I could at least help during the summer break, and I could even help on weekends if that'd be better.
But it'll be all over by summer break. You coming on the weekends won't help much. We need a priest, not some half-hearted shrine hand. If you don't put your soul and faith into it, it's useless.
Oh, what if... Senpai, this might sound weird, but... So you're a guardian tiger, then why can't you have your own temple? Do you really need to serve under a god of soil?
Liao, I don't understand.
Well, without the protection of your Fude Gong, you'll turn back into a Yaguai, but if you had your own temple and worshippers, wouldn't you stay as a guardian tiger?
Maybe. I've never thought about it. But do you really think I can do that? I'm not great. No one would follow me. What temple? Who would be my priest? How is that easier than trying to get a priest for my Fude Gong? Yeah, if you don't have time,
I would build you a temple in Taipei.
In Taipei?
Yeah, remember what Tiger said? I was just like his priest. If that's all it takes, I could set up a small temple in my room for you. All you need is one.
I see. Maybe that really would work.
Sorry, Fude Gong. I'm outie.
If I could rely on Liao's belief in me, I could live in Taipei.
Yeah, but I guess you wouldn't be able to possess Senpai's body anymore.
That's right. Yep, I wouldn't need to possess anyone anymore. But even if I can stay here, that won't stop me from going back to Meow Lee. My Fude Gong took me in as a Yaguai. I'm not about to just abandon them without saying thanks. That's why I've already decided that I'm going to see them one last time. I want to do everything I can until the end, so I can't stay in Taipei. So, thank you for being so kind to me, Liao, but I have to leave. I don't know how long I'll be gone. If I ever get the chance, I'll come visit you, then I'll be able to bother you for help as much as I like.
Yeah, for sure. I'll be here waiting to help you.
Thanks, Liao. I don't think it's gonna work, but I'm happy you found a way to try and help me. If only I wasn't a Yaguai. If I was just a human to begin with.
What's wrong?
It's nothing. Anyway, thank you, Liao.
Senpai, are you feeling any better?
How could I feel better? Yeah, I'm alright. Hey, Liao. It's a bit hard to ask, but... Can you come home with me just this once?
You mean Yan Shu-Chi's home?
No. No, I mean my college apartment. If it's okay, I'd like you to come.
Why would I need to go to his place? I'm not really in the position to ask why. Uncomfortable. I just spend time with him. Oh, I see. Don't you want to spend more time out together? Senpai shakes his head intensely in denial.
Not in the mood.
Yeah, I'm not either, really. Time to head off?
Yeah.
I leave the arcade with Senpai before taking a train, a bus, and walking towards campus. Senpai and I barely talk all the way, both troubled by our thoughts, but having no idea where to begin. I'm still a little upset Senpai didn't tell me all of this before now, but I can't really argue with him over it. I probably couldn't help much anyway, even if he told me. Is there really nothing I can do? My family won't let me go to Miaoli, but the real problem is living expenses. Living is expensive. If I had enough cash, I'd be able to make my own way to Miaoli, even if my family didn't want me to. I could work there, but I doubt a newly restored temple could receive enough donations. I'm only in my first year. If I left college like that, would I really be able to go back after 2 years? Even if they let me come back, how would I keep up? I'd even have to give up on dance practice. Ugh, this is too much. Why can't I just find a win-win somewhere? Man, every time I'm with you, it's raining.
Oh, it's raining.
As if on cue, I feel the cold touch of a raindrop fall on my nose, and I raise my head to the patter of a dozen more.
Haha, it really fits the mood, doesn't it?
Hey senpai, if I did go to Miaoli with you, would you be able to cover my living expenses?
Well, I can't really promise that. It's not like I'd have Yan Shu-Chi's money at this point. It'd be difficult.
If you can work something out, I might be able to do it.
Liao, you're coming to Miaoli with me?
If I can.
Because of what I just told you?
Yeah, you really need my help. I can't just...
You've already known that I needed your help, but you didn't know what it really meant before now, huh?
Senpai had pushed a finger against my lips, silencing my argument.
Shh, 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 shh.
Liao, I'm really glad to hear that you've been thinking about it. Just don't rush it, okay? To regret me is the last thing I want for you.
The rain begins to plummet harder, drowning my words.
Heck, it's getting heavier. My place isn't that far. Come on, Slowpoke.
We run together, my clothes soaked and the rain splashing into a heavy mist before me. Senpai sprinting ahead of me turns a corner. I am once again left behind. I rush around it just to see Senpai waving at me from across the street. Uh-oh. I run towards him. Oh, she... Game over. The end.
Liao! Liao! I'm so sorry. In the end, if only I was enough. Why?
My head hurts. Where am I? Isekai'd.
Liao, come on, it's time to get up, sleepyhead. Don't get lazy just because midterms are over. It's boring when you're asleep.
Senpai?
Yep, right here. What, did you forget me? Are you really that sleepy?
Senpai, how did we get back here?
Where else would we be? We've been living together for a month now. Are you saying you don't want me to be here?
We're living together?
Man, you really did oversleep. Snap out of it. It's me, your boyfriend.
But... Folding table in the corner is so full of his stuff, as if we were still living together. I can't believe this is my afterlife. But where are Leopard and my guardian tiger? I look at the bookcase with tiger statues nowhere to be seen. Where's guardian tiger?
Guardian tiger? You mean me?
I mean, my family's guardian tiger.
Yeah, what are you saying? I am your family's guardian tiger.
Huh? But...
I'm your family's guardian tiger. I used to be a Yaguai, but Goddess Mazu summoned me a long time ago. How could you forget that? How could you forget your boyfriend's background?
Backstory. My family's guardian tiger, aren't you the leopard cat that possessed Yan Shu-Chi's body?
I only borrowed his body to be more helpful to you. How did you forget that? Did you get sick last night or something? I can't believe you'd forget your boyfriend's backstory. That makes me so sad, Liao. What are you gonna do to make me happy again?
Eyebrows raise. Senpai holds his paw against my forehead.
You don't seem to have a fever. Are you playing a joke with me or what?
I'm not.
Well, it doesn't matter. Even if Liao has amnesia, I'll still be here to look after him. He has nothing to worry about. But if you really are sick, you should get some rest.
Senpai climbs onto my bed and sits up against the wall. Then he has me rest my head on his lap. Damn. We really out here drawing a package. A little too much detail. Senpai climbs onto my lap and sits up against the wall, then he has me rest my head on his lap. I'm using his knees as a pillow. Well, technically one knee. You're more using his crotch as a pillow.
Ha! This way I can give you some of my chi.
Senpai rests his palm against my forehead. I love the feeling of his fluffy paws. He starts to hum a soft tune. I still don't quite get it, but the confusion in my head is melting away. I close my eyes, beginning to fall asleep to the feeling of his warm touch and the sound of his soft melody. Desperately wanted to make... Oh my god, that was the end! Holy shit! The end is I fucking die! Oh my god! There's only 3 endings for him? Oh my god, I can't believe one of them is I fucking die. Bro! Kitten! Now's not a good time. I don't think I should. Going right now feels... Tiger asked me not to wander around, sorry. Tiger was right. I can't believe I forgot his warning.
Well, what's that old man got to do with this? And coming to my place isn't wandering around at all.
I guess it just feels like taking advantage of you. More like taking advantage of Yan Shu-Chi. It's not really okay to just come over when you're in a bad mood after everything. I mean, who knows what's gonna happen? I might get run over by a car. Honestly, this conversation kind of makes it seem like you did it on purpose. I mean, I'm not accusing you or anything, I'm just saying. My body kind of hurts right now, it's like my sixth sense is telling me something.
I need some comfort now. Fine. I know what you mean. It's something we can do when we're feeling better. Well, I don't really want to stay here. I don't really feel like playing games.
Want to go somewhere else?
Yeah.
I get hit by a different car. We leave the arcade. It's a bit awkward between us for a while, so I decide to take us to watch a movie together. Afterwards, we go for a stroll through the downtown markets before having dinner.
I guess this is the end.
Nothing really changed between us during the movie, and walking around the markets felt more like me just following whether Senpai wanted to go. Even though he sounded disappointed, I could only agree silently to myself. After dinner, we make our way to the metro station.
You need to go, don't you? It's getting late. I'm sure that the old man would just get on your back about it anyways.
Huh. Would he really care? All we did was have dinner after all.
You had dinner without me?
Tiger, what are you doing here?
Oh, I was just worried. I didn't hear the sounds of somebody eating dinner without me. Don't mind me. I figured the kitchen had noticed me, so there was no purpose in hiding further.
I noticed you ages ago. If you come any closer, I would have been super pissed.
Ha! Terribly sorry. As a god, I should not be involving myself in the relations of humans, but I'm just so used to watching over Liao, I couldn't leave it be.
I'm a god and a human, aren't I? Fine, I might as well head home anyway. I'll be going back to Meowli soon. Liao, don't be surprised if you don't see me for a while, okay?
Yeah.
See you some other time, Liao.
Senpai waves back at me as I watch him walk off into the crowd. How long have you been here? Did you just let me get run over by a car?
I believe we should head off now as well.
Yeah, I guess. We head home together. Leopard seemed confused that Senpai wasn't with me, but I don't feel like explaining it. I lie down and look at my bookshelf just to see the tongue blossom floating on the plate, neglected and withered away. That's a shame, I think to myself as I drain the water, throwing away the blossom. The blossom is another reminder of my death. Every Sunday our club holds self-practice. Not many people turn up this week due to midterms. At least it's really a great way to relax for the people who finish early, which is why I decided to come today. However, I didn't expect to see Senpai here. After yesterday's things were a bit awkward, but we somewhat managed to say hi. The club leader starts to go over the dance we're doing for our next show. I do my best to learn it, but doubt I'll end up performing on stage.
Well, as you know, I'm going back to Meowli pretty soon. There's no point in me staying here any longer.
I thought you already went.
And I don't plan to jeopardize Yan Shu-Chi's relationship with his family any longer. So I guess this is the last time we'll see each other. Ha, you know, I always wanted to say goodbye to you with a big smile on your face.
Senpai.
Don't worry about it. I can't make her feelings change on the flip of a coin. It was just a silly wish of mine. Who knows, I might get a chance to come visit you sometime even if I'm a Yaguai. Old man, please show me mercy.
What? As long as you don't cause trouble, it wouldn't be worth my time to harm you. You are welcome to visit, as long as you don't drag Liao back to Meowli, of course.
Heh, thanks, old man. Was that so hard to say? I guess even if I turn back into a Yaguai, my Fudegon could still be revived after all.
We shall see.
Hee. Yep, we will. Okay, Liao, guess I'll see you when I see you.
Senpai throws my backpack to me.
Go home. I'll be sure to cover things up for you here. Goodbye, Liao.
Yeah. Goodbye, Senpai. It's bittersweet, but we say our goodbyes and I head home with Tiger. I believe in him. I have to take this chance. It hurts. I don't know where the pain comes from, but it hurts. I can't see anything, my eyes refusing to discern the pitch black night. I can't move. I can't feel anything. I try to grab something, anything, as if I was a man drowning, nothing to hold and stop the water filling my lungs. All I have is the pain slowly piercing through my body deeper and deeper, like a stake being driven through my heart. I died again! Suddenly nothing hurts anymore. I died again! Oh shoot. Oh my god, so are we gonna have a death scene in Tiger's one too? Damn. Clouded Leopard hit me hard. I'm so sad. I shouldn't. I might be misunderstood. Watching his sorrow taken face, I just want to wipe them away and tell him everything is okay. But can I really do something so intimate here? What if someone sees us? Senpai. I take a seat next to Senpai watching on as he has a chance to calm down. It takes a bit, but eventually he dries his tears and takes a seat next to me. Senpai, are you feeling any better?
How could I feel better? Yeah, I'm alright. Hey, Liao, it's a bit hard to ask, but...
Well, I'm apologetic, but I'm not in the mood for this. Sorry, I don't really feel up for it right now. Maybe another time.
Absolutely, any question. What did Liao say? Why would you refuse?
That's alright. I understand. Well, if there's anything on your mind, feel free to speak it. But these things, isn't it a bit weird to just bring that stuff up with you? Sometimes it's actually easier to talk to someone you don't really know. I guess that makes sense. I open up to Randolph, telling him about Senpai's disappearance during the Qingming holiday, and how it seemed to change him. I do hold back on mentioning Senpai's temple and him wanting to come to Miaoli, though. I know it's because of his family, but he still doesn't need to do this to me. Sure, he pretends everything is fine, being all friendly like usual, but I can't help but feel that he's trying to keep some distance between us. I just feel like he's trying to avoid pushing me away. I see. Sometimes family can be too much pressure to handle. He could just have a lot of things he's still thinking about, don't you think? Still thinking about? After all, this is an important life decision for him. Is he really okay with just being what his family wants him to be? He's probably in two minds over how to treat you right now. Maybe he's leaving the back door open for himself. He doesn't want to get your expectations up just in case. But does that mean he's just pushing me away because he cares for me, that he'd rather stay with me? From what you've said, it sounds like his family is quite wealthy and powerful. If anything, that makes it harder. Maybe he'd rather not have to fight against them, and that's why he's doing it. If you really wish to continue your friendship, you're the one who needs to make an effort. Make an effort? Yes, you can't exactly give him any real help. He needs to deal with his family on his own, but you can at least show your moral support. Don't push him too hard about it, but actually show that you care about him. Then he would have someone he can count with on his side, someone that he would want to fight for. All I've really been thinking about is how Senpai changed, but I never really thought about it from his point of view. I've always been so close to him, but it always seemed like he was fine. But they say the happiest people are really the saddest and most fragile of us all. Maybe next time I'll step forward to show my care for him. Yeah, that's what I'll do. I know what I should do now. Thank you so much, Randolph. It's no big deal. It's my pleasure to help you, young man. And if you don't mind, the next time I see you, I'd be pleased to have the chance to interview you. Sure, once this is all over, I'll do my best. Now I don't wish to disturb your dinner. See you around. Bye, Randolph. Watching Randolph walk away, I think to myself that I absolutely want to help Senpai out. With these thoughts in my mind, I go get dinner and start to eat. We were on page 3, right? Let's do this real quick. Qingming, also known as Tomb Sweeping Day in English, Qingming is a traditional Chinese festival that takes place on the first day of the 5th solar term in the traditional Chinese lunisolar calendar. This makes it either the 4th or 5th of April in a given year. Qingming is also a public holiday in Taiwan. Wild boar sausage. There are many wild boars in the mountains of Taiwan, and boar cuisine is an indispensable part of Taiwanese Aboriginal culture. In the past, a roasted boar would have been enough to fulfill an entire tribe's dinner. However, in modern times, roast boars are usually prepared and sold as small sausages, allowing city people to get a chance to enjoy this traditional delicacy. Other dishes such as stone barbecues and bamboo rice are considered modern Aboriginal cuisine and are very popular in Taiwan. Bamboo rice? What's stone barbecues? Is that you're just barbecuing on stone? Roast suckling pig. Roast suckling pig is a traditional Chinese cuisine with a long history. Similar cuisines can also be found in other cultures around the world. Traditionally speaking, roast suckling pig refers to a dish involving a whole pig, but smaller sizes are more popular these days. You can even find the dish sold in night markets. In Chinese tradition, the pig is considered an important sacrifice. Nowadays, Cantonese-style suckling pig is well known around the world. probably because of the popularity attained from the local population's great respect to the formal sacrifice traditions. In a formal sacrifice rite, 3 kinds of sacrifice must be prepared: raw, half-cooked, and well-cooked. According to some traditions, raw sacrifices are for the guardian tigers, half-cooked sacrifices are for the primal gods, and well-cooked sacrifices are for the ancestors. For ordinary families, an easy way to prepare this is to provide 3 different dishes made from just 1 suckling pig. Old street snacks. The street village in Nekojishi is based on a real attraction in Taipei. Both millet mochi and ice hot spring eggs are specialties there. Mochi, or rice cake, is a traditional food in southern China, usually made from sticky rice. Millet is rarely planted in southern China, but is a staple food of the Amis tribe in Taiwan. I almost said Twilight for some reason. Therefore, millet mochi can be considered as a dessert that represents the history of both Han and Amis people. Iced hot spring eggs are made by chilling a boiled egg in ice water. Said eggs are boiled in hot spring water, so they have a special aroma that's hard to duplicate. Orthodox God. As yin and yang may refer to under the surface and on the surface correspondingly, Taoism temples fall into 2 categories: yang temples and yin temples. A yang temple is a temple that enshrines a god or multiple gods with genuine godship, which means the god has been authenticated by the Jade Emperor or a human emperor. A god with genuine godship is considered an orthodox god. Similarly, a yin temple is a temple that enshrines a god or multiple gods without genuine godship. Normally, a yin temple is built by the local people to serve local ghosts or yaoguais as god, to appease them and prevent them from harming people. Clairvoyant and Claudians. Clairvoyant and Claudians are 2 gods who work under goddess Mazu. They are both yaoguai before enlisted by the goddess. Clairvoyant can see things thousands of miles away, and Claudians can hear every voice carried by the wind. They are the left and right hand assistants to assist goddess Mazu in observing the condition of her people. The Hakka Tongue Blossom Festival. Established in 2002 in Taiwan, the Hakka Tongue Blossom Festival is a recent festival that promotes Hakka culture and ecotourism. Tongue flowers typically bloom around April or May. As such, the date of the festival changes every year to reflect this. Grand Tree Lord, Shu Wanglong. In some Chinese traditions, people tie a red strip of cloth to old trees as a rite that acknowledges that such a tree has a soul, a tree god. For some very old trees, people may even build temples for them and shrine them as gods. Those tree gods are called Grand Tree Lord. Grand Tree Lords are considered local gods, similar to gods of soil. They are thought to protect their villages, but are not considered high-level gods. Most Grand Tree Lords are either banyan trees or camphor trees. Guanyin. Guanyin, named from Sanskrit Avalokitesvara, means sound perceiver, is an East Asian Bodhisattva. It is a term used to describe those motivated by great compassion. Therefore, Guanyin is commonly known as the goddess of mercy. Guanyin is one of the most famous gods known to Chinese people. According to the needs and requests of the worshippers, a Bodhisattva may... I tried to avoid saying it and then I tried to say it again. May appear as either male or female. Therefore, we may also say that they don't have any genders. The majority of the Guanyin statues built in China before the Tang Dynasty were male, although most people now consider Guanyin as female. This is also why she is known as a goddess of mercy. Yin Yang Eye, or simply the third eye, refers to the ability to see supernatural things, including ghosts and spirits. Most people believe that one of the Yin Yang Eye can only see ghosts, but it is also said that this ability can allow you to see gods as well, although some people with the ability can only see specific kinds of gods. Alright, so I'm wondering if, I keep having to click out. So we definitely have a death ending in tigers. And I guess, even though... Not I guess. Most definitely we didn't get a good end with Leopard Cat, despite getting a CG. Which would explain why he's not in the main menu. Now I can go back to the picture and we could, for reasons. I'm wondering if the fact that I didn't buy him the hat in the beginning is a factor. Is either a big factor in getting the good ending or what, because I can't really tell. I can't really remember how many other times I've rejected him in a way. That just reminded me. I don't know if it even would matter if I had put away the folded table. Because talking to Randolph, it seemed like we would maybe get an end or extra dialogue from it, but we didn't. So, I don't know. Maybe this one's a little harder because he only has 3 endings and the other 2 have a lot. I'm wondering if Tiger is the favorite, because he has a lot of endings. I don't know if that's just because his is mixed with Clouded Leopard stuff. I'm just gonna do the rest of this in another video, so we'll start off, I guess we'll finish all of Kitten's one first, since I only have 2 left for him, and then Tiger has 3, I think. And then we'll do all of the glossary. I just think it's funny that I went through 2 routes without dying, and then the first thing I get with Kitten isn't like a neutral ending. I die. I freaking died. And then the last one with Clouded Leopard is I died, which... Favorite boy. Gotta save death for last. But with Kitten is the very first thing. It really does trick you, because Tiger warns you don't follow him to any place strange. I don't really think that somebody's apartment is all that strange, especially because you know Kitten. But nope. Life comes at you fast. Or rather, death does. This cough will not go away. And even though I'm just like, alright, no congestion, let's go. The first round of coughing. Just, oh, thanks. I wanted this to be clear, but I guess we're not gonna. I mean, what can you do? Just gotta let your body's defenses. I just gotta hope that Tiger eventually lifts the curse that he put on me. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this one. I mean, is it really enjoyable to have this ending? I mean, there's one enjoyable factor in this ending, but overall, I am dead. Sad for me. Hope to see you guys in the next one, where we will finish off the rest of the endings and whatever is of the glossary. It really doesn't look like the glossary is gonna be filled, but whatever. I'm just surprised there's that many pages. Have a good day and a good night. Bye. I don't want to do a voice. I can feel the cough coming up. See ya! Why do I bother waving? You guys can't see it.